नमस्कार। हमारे भारत देश में 5 मिलियन से ज़्यादा लोग डेफ हैं और ये लोग कम्युनिकेशन करने के लिए बहुत तरह की चीज़ों पर निर्भर करते हैं। कई बार ऐसा होता है कि ये साइन लैंग्वेज का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, कई बार होता है कि थोड़ा सा डेफनेस होती है तो कुछ भाषा का इस्तेमाल करके कुछ टूटे फूटे साइन लैंग्वेज का इस्तेमाल करते हैं। कुछ डेफ होते हैं जो लिप रीडिंग के माध्यम से कम्युनिकेशन करते हैं। और जैसा कि आप सभी लोग जानते हैं कि हमारे देश में बहुत तरह की भाषाएं हैं। हमारा देश में ज्योग्राफिकल डाइवर्सिटी बहुत है, लिंग्विस्टिक डाइवर्सिटी भी बहुत है। और जब बात आती है साइन लैंग्वेज की, तो साइन लैंग्वेज यूज़ करने वाले जो डेफ लोग हैं उनके बीच में भी अलग अलग तरह की भाषाओं का इस्तेमाल ये लोग करते हैं। केरल में अगर कोई डेफ बच्चा है तो वो जो साइन लैंग्वेज इस्तेमाल करता है, तो शिलोंग में जो डेफ बच्चा है वो जो साइन लैंग्वेज इस्तेमाल करता है उसमें एक फ़र्क होता है। लेकिन कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी होती हैं जो सभी जगह पर कॉमन हैं। और आज ज़रूरत इस बात की है कि हम एक कॉमन साइन लैंग्वेज इस्तेमाल करें, उसके विकास पर जोर दें, जो कि इंडियन साइन लैंग्वेज के नाम से जिसको जाना जाता है। इंडियन साइन लैंग्वेज के विषय में कुछ हिस्सों में, देश के कुछ हिस्सों में थोड़ा काम हो रहा है और इसी बात को पहचाना हमारी भारत सरकार ने। इसीलिए भारत की 11वीं पंचवर्षीय योजना में 11th प्लान में इंडियन साइन लैंग्वेज रिसर्च एंड ट्रेनिंग सेंटर के इस्टेब्लिशमेंट की बात हुई और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ सोशल जस्टिस ने इग्नू के साथ मिलकर इस संस्थान की स्थापना की है। 4 अक्टूबर 2011 को इस सेंटर ने इग्नू कैंपस से कार्य करना आरंभ किया है। आइए जानते हैं कि ISLRTC के ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या है और किस तरह से ये कार्य कर रहा है। आज ISLRTC के विषय में बात करने के लिए मैं डॉक्टर हेमलता, प्रोग्राम कोऑर्डिनेटर ISLRTC इग्नू, और मेरे साथ डॉक्टर प्रोफेसर मदन वशिष्ठ, चीफ एडवाइजर ISLRTC इग्नू मौजूद हैं। लेट मी आस्क डॉक्टर मदन वशिष्ठ, what are the objectives of ISLRTC? Dr. Vashist.
Yeah, हमारे objectives, our aims are similar to the goals of the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. There's some very wonderful goals. The first thing really is to spread the use of sign language, which is very excellent. Second one is to do a lot of research on Indian Sign Language and on linguistics records, maintaining linguistic records. Also working on bilingual education for the deaf children. Research on how to use the bilingual methods of education for deaf children. After that, we've got a lot of people who will work on sign language, do a lot of training related to sign language. Get a lot of interpreters and see how to use interpreters in a bilingual mode. Do a lot of research related to interpreting. Develop different courses, curriculums, and teaching through Indian Sign Language, using Indian Sign Language in classrooms. The 7th one really is the parents of deaf children are not aware of the use of sign language. So we're really looking at, starting an awareness program for parents of deaf children, training them to use sign language for their children. And in schools for the deaf, we will try and start working on bilingual methods of education, which will be helpful for the children. You'll have interpreters, you'll have students over there who will use the service of interpreters. There are so many new things that happen in education. The new plans, new technologies are used. So we try and involve all these things. There are various schools and institutions. We'll build up in collaboration with them and work with them. At the university level, in schools, we'll work together on research work on sign language, related to sign language, again on bilingual research on bilingual methods. So we start creating and promote literature in and about sign language, so that deaf people can see and understand, and deaf children can use it. Whatever literature is already available, we'll try and convert those into videos for the use of for use by deaf people. Print and create visual video material and spread the use of all of these. Create awareness about deafness, about deaf identity, about deaf culture is one more aim. And lastly, collect all the information and create a library with all the information. Keep it all on one place, and from there we'll spread it across the country. So if there are people who know deaf people, if there are some people who want to know more information about deafness, about Indian Sign Language, they can get here. And this is in all a short summary of everything that we are planning to do at ISLRTC.
Thank you, Dr. Madan Vashisht. And these are very compact and comprehensive objectives, and I hope with these objectives we would be spearheading for the cause of sign language and interpretation, and a lot of things would be done while achieving these objectives. But what are your plans to achieve these objectives? What are your future plans for achieving these?
We've started off, and slowly we'll pick out some of these objectives, and at the same time we'll start working on them. We cannot work on them one on an individual basis, but we can start off with trainings, and at the same time we'll have various trainings. Parallel trainings will happen at
Yeah, and this is a very good thing, I must add to that, because we are using participatory approach in planning of the programs for ISLRTC. The parents, interpreters, teachers, deaf leaders, principals of the schools are being involved while we are doing the need assessment workshops, like doing the need assessment of the country, what is required, what type of trainings they need, because the parents have a different perspective, the teachers need different things, the deaf leaders want something else. So we need to know what is required, and based on that then we will plan the programs for this. But initially ISLRTC will start some short-term programs, sign language programs, some crash courses for the daily use of sign language, and apart from that there would be some short-term and long-term plans that we would be initiating as and when, like when we are starting, and we will like try to fulfill all the objectives of ISLRTC, and with the use of research and sign language that would be done. And now the basic thing is the use of sign language, and there are people who are worried about what would be their career prospects. The deaf people, they are worried about what would be their career prospects in future, like if they take admission in sign language programs and they do this interpretation and all. So what are the career opportunities for them in India?
If there is no, I'll talk about myself, if there is no interpreter, I would have not managed to do my PhD. So with regards to my career, I go to school, we have to get degrees, get employment, and for all of these, if this cannot be done without an interpreter, without communication. So if we encourage sign language, deaf people will continue to study. They will feel the need to study more. and they can go with interpreters. If a deaf person has the mind, he will be able to communicate with the use of an interpreter. And if there is an interpreter at college, at universities, the world will open up for the deaf person. So all kinds of things will be accessible for deaf people. All kinds of jobs will be available for deaf people. They could become doctors, they could become dentists, they could get into academics, they could become lawyers. There will be all sorts of jobs that will open up for deaf people. So I believe that if the deaf person has the mind, and if he is given the way to communicate, the world is open for him. In Gallaudet University, the president says that the deaf can do anything except hear. So we bridge the gap of communication, and then the deaf can do absolutely everything. He can go in for any kind of job.
Yes, in fact, I agree with this, and we say, sign language users are linguistic minority, and if we provide them opportunities, we provide them interpretation, we provide them the facility for language support, they can do anything. And this is the thing that ISLRTC is planning to do, and Government of India is very committed for the cause of deafness and for the research and training in sign language, so that the deaf people can take benefit of all the programs that are planned by ISLRTC, and they can be a part of the society, they can be a part of the community, and they can be mainstreamed. We have a program that is being offered in IGNOU. In those programs we can see the students who are very good. There are students who are very good cameramen, there are students who are very good photographers, there are students who are very good designers, and there are students who are very good in dance and drama. So they have lot of talents, and they have lot of things in them, and we have to create opportunities for them, and that is what ISLRTC is doing. It is like planning to create opportunities for the deaf people, for their families, for the community, and for creating a better opportunity for them. Indian Sign Language Research and Training Institute is doing lot of activities for spreading of sign language, and as Dr. Madan Vashist has told us that these are the activities which will help the deaf people a lot, and if the deaf people are provided with the communication support, they can achieve a lot. There are two things that we use interchangeably: interpretation and sign language. For the benefit of our viewers, I would request Dr. Madan Vashist to clarify what is the difference between interpretation and sign language. Dr. Vashist.
Thank you for the question. Interpreting and sign language are separate skills. If I know sign language, just in the same way like if you know English, but if you have to translate it to some other language, maybe Hindi or in Urdu, or you need to have different skill sets for that. So you have to take the language, analyze it, and then understand the meaning, and then you will be able to communicate with that language. For example, if you have an English word like run means to run, or if you say my nose is running, or you could have 26 different meanings. So in the same way, during interpretation, it is the context or the meaning that needs to be conveyed. So if there is a person who signs beautifully, but that person will not be able to interpret because the interpreting skills are not there with the person. There could be another person who doesn't sign very well, but is an excellent interpreter because he has the skills to interpret the meaning. He does not confuse two separate things, does not confuse the meaning of words. Is that right?
Yeah, but I have a confusion in my mind. Is it interpreting and like we say in languages like translation? How is interpretation different than translation? Or is it the same for the like we do translation for the hearing people and for the deaf people it is interpretation?
Big one.
That's a big question. Translation is like I read something, I think about it, and then I change. I have the time to do it. If it's wrong, I can redo it, go back to the original script. But for interpreting, that is not possible. If you've made, you cannot make mistakes. You have to do it immediately. If you can't think quickly, you could make a lot of errors. You could kill the context, because when a deaf person signs beautifully and if the interpreter doesn't interpret correctly, so people would understand that the deaf person is not saying something that's right, but people will not say that the interpreter has made an error. So the person who's conveying the message, that person will not be able to explain things. The process of collecting information, converting it and then changing it into another language is a very difficult task altogether.
So deaf people have to depend on the interpreters, and a lot of communication is depending on the interpreters, and there is a need that the interpreters are trained well, and we need to have programs, in-depth training programs for them, so that they have hands-on training and other theoretical aspects also. There might be some ethical issues that an interpreter should keep in mind while interpreting for the deaf people, and all those things need to be researched well and then presented to people in a form of different modules and courses and programs, so that persons with deafness and persons who want to learn sign language and interpretation are enriched with these. And I hope Indian Sign Language Institute will plan all these things, which they have already started with a series of regional workshops and taking care of the needs of diverse groups and stakeholders. And with this I would request our viewers also, if they have any suggestions for these programs, they can write to us. Our address is ISLRTC, IGNOU, Maidan Garhi, New Delhi. I thank Dr. Madan Vashisht for being with us and enlightening us with his thoughts and his views, and Atiya for interpreting the program. Thank you. Thanks a lot.